Yeah, very good afternoon to everyone. Before moving to my slides, just I want to reflect my conditions over to present my research here. Because today I am going to represent two countries which I am belonging to basically from India. What are the research of these slides which we carried out in India. And one more posters I'm going to present, that is what I'm currently doing, where I'm currently doing research in Malaysia. Okay, so anyhow, I'm in the condition to represent both. Before starting this, the research in clinical pharmacy in India, it's very new to us. The thing is, in India, we are practicing the pharmacy so many years, 60, 70 years, as from the rule of our Indian government. But every pharmacy institutions, even a pharmacy practice, it's totally product oriented. Before 1996, then the fellow pharmacists as well as the government initiated the program that is a master in clinical pharmacy and master in pharmacy practice in 1996, the first program launched in India. Later, I am the maybe a countable. If you are looking as a clinical pharmacist, maybe I am less than 100. 2003 and 2005 batches, we are very limited. But now we want to shift the paradigm from the product-oriented to patient-oriented. Anyhow, even in my experience, I was graduated in 2002. That time, I joined as a product executive in United States Vitamins as well as Zydus Cadila. In my experience, I met around 800 to 1,000 doctors in my life. But everything, there is a lack of pharmacist applicability. Everything dominated by the physicians. Now, even till whatever we are facing the problem in Malaysia, same. Only we are the authentic for the distributions, but we are not holding the pharmaceutical products with our hands. Similar kind of things with India also. But later, so the increasing number of clinical pharmacists and the paradigm of the medical universities, okay, they need to adopt the clinical pharmacists to find out the ADR events, drug-drug interactions, even though prescription analysis, some bioavailability studies, yes, which we carried out. After my graduations, I entered the academic field. Then we carried out, even I guided around 8 post-graduation students. Out of that 4 bioavailability study, there is a 1 community prescription error basis analysis, so many things. Then, later, I carried one more study. This is that one. Even someone going to present the misoprostol use, okay, in pregnancy. Early terminations, okay, along with the mifepristone. This study we explored in our post-graduation students. We got certain results, but this study, when it was published after the university results, everything, I got a call from the health ministry of the state. I went, myself, my dean, everyone went to Ministry of Health, state. They projected this paper. They said, who given the rights to you carry this type of research in the field of pharmacy? Then I asked, see, I'm not a person carried over the study. It's under the clinical pharmacy, so we have the collaboration with the medical. We have the 450 bedded hospital collaborations, so we carried this study with the doctors, gynecologists, even. The study carried after the approval of all the ethical committee clearance, we published. But anyway, you know that mentality. We don't want to explore the truth, some truth. We won't hide always some truth. Okay, they given certain warnings to me. You should not continue like this any studies against our state policy. I asked, where is the state policy? No, it's against the somewhat the politicians' policies, nothing a state policy, state health policy. Then later I thought about that. Every people need some recognitions, but it's okay, whatever we carried out, because they don't want to show the abortion rate. Okay, when we carried out within the 3 months, in between the age, even we never selected the age of under 18, because under 18, lot of abortions are carried out even in our hospital. We never showed the data. But we selected the samples, age of 18 and above, we published. But okay, anyhow, then that day moment I decided, okay, don't want to enter that political legalized matter of research. So I dropped out completely. Then I shifted my paradigm of research. Okay, what we can do with our experience of clinical pharmacy to usefulness for the patient safety, even some healthcare professional activities, these and all. Then we started. Till date, here I am going to show one of software, drug interactions, and one more software we made, adverse drug reactions. And now currently in Malaysia, which we are carried out one, we propose, I will show you later that one, the smartphone application. Because nowadays the use of computers, even our students are feeling you are outdated. Now they want everything with the applications, Android applications basis. These are major issues nowadays. So anyhow, whatever the research which we carried out, management of drug interactions, okay, in common clinical practice, which we observed. This study carried out 5 years of period with the 3 different phases. Okay, I'll show the little bit one by one, okay. But currently I'm working in International Medical University, Malaysia, okay. Now these are all the contents, what we are going to reflect over here. I don't want to explore certain things, whatever I written over here. Okay, what is that drug interaction? What is the thing? Everyone knows about the drug interactions, what it is, every conditions. Okay. But if we are not using the drugs properly, then you imagine the drug will produce the suboptimal, or maybe it produces the antagonistic or somewhat toxic effects also. But if you are using proper manner, yes, absolutely. But how? How to confirm that? It's very questionable in our Indian situations. Okay, not with, I don't want to blame anyone. Okay. Clinically, significant drug interactions, yes, some good, maybe it is a agonistic effects, yes, acceptable, maybe some antihypertensive, we are giving the combination of antihypertensives, yes. But most of the drugs, even morning I discussed with her, alcohol with the coffee, yes, we are observing a lot of things. Food and drug interactions, possible. Even drug-drug interaction, we are using the multiple drug dosage prescriptions, right? It's very horrible nowadays. Even in my experience, I observed in a single inpatient prescription more than 20 to 22 drugs also sometimes. But they will reflect just it's a condition of the patients. But they never observe what is the condition of drug interactions. That's very pathetic one. Now, you know about the drug interactions, definitions, everything. Okay, any drug with another drug or food or even the environmental conditions, yes, possibilities of interactions. But what is the need of this research? Just I highlighted over some points over here. Every year, even old market, even some new drug or maybe a existing drug with the combinations. Yes, more than 30 drugs are introducing here. Yesterday, I think my one of fellow colleague bothered about that how to recognize. It's not possible. Even in your human brains, we are not able to recognize how many girlfriends we had in past. Okay, but how we can recognize the thousands of drugs and maybe thousands of combinations? It's It's not practical. Even you are a doctor, you are a physician, well-renovated, experienced, but how you can recognize all the condition of the drug interactions with our human brain? It's impossible in my view. Even the doctor's view is similar. It's conditions with a seriousness. We need to identify some area. Even some studies are reflected in the developed countries, what we adopted the studies. Okay, some percentage of the interactions. If we are using 2 around percentage of the drug around 7% when we are giving the patient 6 to 10 drugs, or even more than 16 to 20 drugs, the percentage of the drug interaction more than 40% if we are analyzing proper manner. But are we reporting the ADR? Yes, in some well-developed countries with a developed system of hospitals, they are recording. But most of developing countries or even undeveloped, we never observe the ADR events. Even though if we observe, we never going to document because of that. There is a lot of political matter involved in the healthcare situations. This is the truth in my conditions, in my area. Okay, I don't want to blame any other one. Okay. So the need of research we found somewhat. Okay, there is a certain percentage of ADR, this much, too much, a lot of interactions are there. So hospitalizations are required more. Even though family physicians, it's very difficult to identify drug content much more over the availability. So what is the solutions? How we can recognize with our region itself? I don't bother about the all over the countries. I won't bother about my own country, my own state, my peoples. First, this is my thought, because when 1996, when we started the pharmacy practice, that time, you know, the micromedex, which that time it's a CDA available. The cost of the micromedex by our Indian money, it's around 2 lakhs. It's cost over 3,000 US dollars. You imagine 450 pharmacy colleges, $3,000, we can't able to afford the cost. It's the truth. So the college itself, the management itself, they don't want to pay. Who will pay the 3,000 US dollars to buy a CD? But few colleges we have, where we started our career. We paid, we got it. Now it's online, yes, we are paying, but even though the amount drastically reduced compared to 2000, now it is almost 1/4 of amount, the payment. Okay, now we are everything we are affording. So these conditions, we started our research. Okay, at least we can do something. What is the condition of the prescription pattern? Inpatient drug interaction analysis, outpatient drug interaction analysis. Then what about the view of doctors? How they are recognizing the drug interactions with the clinical practice? Then we developed certain questionnaires. It consists of around 12 questionnaires for the doctors. We have the limited number of doctors, because our 50-bedded hospitals, we are having around 270 something, but sample size we calculated around 103, so we taken 100 doctors for the sample questionnaires. These are 2 studies which we carried out. It's already well published, okay, earlier. I don't want to highlight anything about that studies. But the third objective, after the construct with the first one and second objective, we want to do something, okay, with our effort. We want to prevent the interaction with our students level, practicing students level, practicing the housemanship level. Yes, we started to initiate our drug interaction software. The preparation of drug interaction software, it's not that much easy with our country situations, because the internet sources, yes, very limited. Even I remember till when I started 512 kbps, even not MBBS I used for the internet sources searching. Later we got 3G, now it's 4G, everything is available. But this study, already it's published, I'll give the journal name, okay. This many interactions we found in inpatient prescriptions, around 42%. But outpatient prescription, which we collected, very less number of interactions, very few. But you know, when we are collected the outpatient prescriptions, It's very drastic to read. We can't able to read. Even as a pharmacist, even those who have the pharmacists have 10 years experience, sometimes they said, brother, I don't know this, what is this? Okay, lot of errors we found. Dosage, not only the dosage, the drug name itself we are not able to find. It's very difficult, very pathetic. That again, that separate paper which we presented over there, okay, prescription errors, yes, acceptable. Even sometimes, when we are presenting in the health symposiums or anything, doctors are against that also sometimes. If any doctors are here, I am very sorry for that. I am not interfering in your profession, but we are not able to understand the condition. So that's the thing, the wrong interpretation of the prescriptions. We are delivering some wrong dose as well as sometimes route of medication also changes. We are not able to understand. So to avoid this all, okay, yes, I decided to move somewhat with the doctors. We will ask directly to the doctors what kind of solutions you require, how you are recognizing your prescription challenges, prescription drug-drug interactions or ADR even, whatever it may be. Even sometimes we observed, even clinical notes, whenever I am going the rotation with my students, I observed a lot of doctors still they are practicing, okay, capital HS for horasomni. There is a difference between capital HS and small h's. Small h's represents the horasomni, we know very well, at bedtime. Capital HS till it's used for what? It's representing the off strength as per the terminology. But most of the case studies, if I am looking now, even though experienced senior doctors are written capital HS, if we are highlighting them, okay, they will say, okay, thank you very much. Simply, that's what. They're never going to change again back. If the pharmacist is observing these things, then they will say to their HODs or maybe the dean, then we presented the prescription error year-based study in the hospital. Then the doctor's meeting, everyone will, oh, these many errors we found. Then they will try to adopt it. Yes, now the condition changed. That's only I said from the earlier product-oriented to patient-oriented now. We want to focus towards that. Okay, even some pictures I given, even this study also published, okay. The final thing is, most of them depends on their books references as well as the memory. But the time of prescriptions, they can't able to refer proper manner. Even the time constraint, because the populations of our country. Each and every doctor, minimum, if it is a government hospital doctor, minimum they are looking more than 200, 300 patients per day. It's very difficult to spend the time over the period of presentations of prescriptions. It's very difficult. At least up to their level. I can't able to impose this my software with online because even some area we are not able to access the internet sources. Even some medical areas, even some good small hospitals. But government mandatory, you need to record the maintain medical record with the online systems. Now it's still lagging. But without internet sources, yes, we need to access. So better we can go with the offline softwares. Then I selected that area. I have one of friend, is a Bachelor of Engineering Computer Science. We both decided, okay, we will develop. What purpose? For the prevention purpose, nothing other than that. I don't want to cure. Once it's happened, yes, any hospitalization is required. Adverse drug events, we need to manage the adverse drug event, even it increase the cost of the medications, even the burden, the cost, the spending, even the earning, 30% of the cost is going for the health issues, even in our developing countries like India. Patients are not able to afford to spend their own healthcare issues. That's the reason. This is my, this is my quote. Prevention is better than cure, anyhow. We can proud ourselves, without drug you can't treat, but anyhow, first you prevent, then you think about the cure. If the condition exists, yes, it's okay, no issues. But how? Once we started this, how we are going to develop this? Because there is a software available with certain limited drugs, or maybe the drugs which is available very widely with their countries. So we analyzed past 3 years data. We selected the drugs, what are all the drugs available in our country. That's only, yesterday she spoken about that. No need to worry about that, what are the drug available in the world, because you can proud yourself, your country have the very limited drugs, so there is no more drug interactions. At least your patients are very safe. But like us, we are, the open market, the single paracetamol brands, yes, there is a 2,000 to 3,000 manufacturers are there. But in Malaysia, I observed only the Panadol and one more. Only 2 paracetamol brands are available in the entire country. There is no confusions, there is no wrong interpretations, there is no any dosage error, nothing. These are all the standard doses. That things, yes, we need to adopt with our health systems, okay. But we selected the generic drugs. This study up to 2012. 2015, up to that, we are not updated this software. I am in the situations to update, but now I'm waiting for the copyright conditions. Once I'll get, then I'll update my software. Then we collected all the drug interactions data from the various sources. I will show the various sources, whatever the sources available in our main library as well as the medical library, we collected. From that, we worked out with that. Then preparing of the software, then uploading everything with the help of computer friend, okay. This software is very ideal one. It is very compact to install with any computer. We use the Visual Basic 2003, old version, so it's very compact to all the versions, okay. So there is no issues with the installation problems. These are all the standard materials which we use for the drug interaction data. We collected manually, okay, each and every individual, because it's only 945 drugs, not more than 1,000. Okay, we never gone with the combinations. It's the individual generic drugs. It's an individual generic drug and its interactions. So these are all the sources. From these sources, we got the fruitful content, okay, up to the 2002 level. I want to mention that because it's not updated up to 2005. So from this format, we started our work. We collected the various interaction details. There is a lot of waiting. Again, there is a grammatical error or so many things, whatever the thing. Then we finalized with our software. The name also, what we can keep, this for the trademark purpose. We use that each and every to first name of the drug. We kept the drug, the software name is Dr. Drinso. Yes, it's under the trademark, okay. Easy to access, okay. We used all the generic drugs from the alphabetical order, A to Z. So easily you can identify, even the search area, just you can enter the alphabetics, then you can get that particular drug name. So immediately you can check what kind of interaction is there. If you are clicking that like acetaminophen, so you have paracetamol, just you clicking the paracetamol, it will show it's interacting drugs in the another column. So if you want to write the 2 drugs, maybe another drug, just you can click the another drug. If there is an interaction between these 2 drugs, maybe it is a good or maybe it is a bad, whatever it may be, you can determine the time itself. Within a fraction of a second, you can determine your drug interactions before your prescriptions. No need to connect the internet that moment, there is no internet, nothing to bother about that. Just you click on your labs or click on your computers, just you can identify your interactions, few moments, okay. Even some hazardous effects, yes, like aminoglycosides, even some warfarin effects, warfarin drugs. We mentioned the red in color, that therapeutic effect of that interactions we mentioned in the red in color. So easily they can identify. That's the complete output. This is the front page. Once you install our software, you can get this front page for that security, not a security purpose, but just for the others, misuse of the others, so we can give the username and password. Once you entered our site, yes, this is the main output page. This is already available a lot, but what is the previous one? Because it depends on our availability of own drugs available in our countries. Whatever our practice is, practitioners are practicing the 945 drugs of individual generic drug we develop. So no need to bother about the other countries of 33,000 drugs or 4,000 drugs, 5,000 drugs. We don't bother about that because I won't bother about my own people. If I am bothering about that, okay, this software is available, why I have to pay 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 7 lakhs rupees to others if I had the source with me? I thank those who are the innovators, books, those who are written, yes, I thank them. You publish, now it is an open access, I can access, right? You can't protect me. Similarly, mine also, when it's come to market, no one can, right, protect, I can't protect them. They can easily, they can access. Now the student level, now I'm thinking conversion of this software to Android applications now, because it's outdated. My students are feeling it's outdated. You are outdated with your software because we are never using our computers, laptops nowadays. So better you shift to paradigm with your Android applications or iPhone applications, whatever it may be. Now I'm thinking that, but not with the drug interaction, different one. I'll show you that one later. So this software also, when we prepared, we applied the copyright. Just we are under the scrutinizing the infringement, everything. But basic study conclusions I won't say. From the first and second objective, you can compare both the things, inpatient and outpatient prescriptions. In inpatient prescription, the number of drugs are very more. Outpatient prescription, very few. Yes, obviously. But looking at the interactions, inpatients, yes, very high, outpatients, very low. But the errors which we found in outpatient prescriptions, we can't able to imagine ourselves. Because in inpatient prescription, even some outpatient prescription drug interaction, we can't able to manage because we never identify. It's never come to our vision. Because patients are suffering, immediately they are changing the one doctor to another doctor, immediately. So that ADR event is going to under the table. So these situations we handle that. With this study is explored. After that, we given that software to our own doctors with our medical college and our pharmacy students. Still they are using to identify the drug interactions. Now they are crushing me, sir, we need to add something, we'll let it. Then I said, now I'm handling somewhat different institutions, right? In our International Medical University, we have the pharmacy program and PG programs. It's very, workload is somewhat very heavy. I'm not having the time to do that. But anyhow, I'm going to recruit one more students for updating any of these things, okay? So the software which we identified, at least similar condition. I don't want to say, this is my software, use this software for your prevention of drug interaction. What my suggestion is, parallelly you shift your research. You think about your own region, own country. You develop yourself. Nothing is impossible. Everything is possible with us. We can go, we can interpret, we can make it everything for our region. We think first our people. Then we can come out with a global. We are following a lot of the Western studies, but your ethnicity is different. I'm obese in my conditions. But even my wife, she never, even she will take good amount of food, she always with somewhat good physique. Even I'm taking a little amount of food, I'm always very obese. Because maybe a stress induced. Yes, it's possible with us. When I started my career from 1998 with the pharmaceutical industry, is always the day-by-day stress. Yes, possible it is. Even my brother, yes, he is still very slim because his profession is like that. So, depends on the conditions, right? So, still we are using with our region level itself. We are focused with our Pharmacy Council of India to launch this software to all the pharmacy colleges. They also given the right sign to that, but we are waiting for our copyrights. So these are all some references over with our research. I won't dedicate my father, whatever the presentations I carried out with my past years. My father was a doctor. Basically, I am the family oriented with the 4-5 generation. My grandfathers, his father, everything. We are the hereditary medical, herbal medical practitioners, heredity based. My father is the first person in my village, he got the Bachelor of Indian Medicine, he practiced. But there is a comparison. With my grandfather, yes, he practiced, He saved a lot of money. He brought near about 10 to 12 acres of land for our family. But my father is a totally service oriented. He never saved any single penny for the properties, but he given the life for us, like 4 people. We are under all, out of 4, we are the 3 pharmacists. One is the doctor. We all 4 in the medical area. So he given the good educations for me. But unfortunately, before my PhD Viva in 2013, January 13th, but he expired January 8th. It's a 5 days difference. Okay, I told him I'm going to have my flight booked already. I'm going to come to my home around 12th. I said 13th is Viva is there, but suddenly the heart attack he got it, the early morning one. I can't believe, because he's the only person which innovated us to develop our career. But anyhow, he passed away within the 5 days durations. I managed myself to make it them. My son, yes, I'm thinking my son replaced my father. Now I'm in the country, because everyone, we have to pass away, but it's a human routine, nature, right? We can't against the nature. But the person who innovated us is not with us for our success. When we are getting the success, the person is not with us. You know the pain, that also within the week durations, it's horrible. That's only even whenever I'm thinking about, whenever I'm prescribing some drugs, pharmacist prescriptions, even whenever I'm treating my patients, sometimes observing the case profile in the routine ward, if anything is higher dose, anything, immediately I will report it to my concerned authority. I can't able to report the higher authority, I know very well, but my next boss, they will deal with that. So I request each and every one of you, think your region, no issues. Our people are first important. Adopt developed country scenarios. Yes, I wish, even though I thank them, those who are developed well for the certain pharmacological or drug, or those who are innovators, because we are not in the condition to develop any innovation still with a drug because of the cost of expenditures. We are not able to dealing with our health conditions ministries. Our health expenses bothering about the 120 crore peoples. So similar, like small developing countries, you can, as a pharmacist, you can. This is my vision. Thank you very much. This is of my one-off presentation, and I mentioned earlier what we are going to do currently, and one more ADR software which we developed with our post-graduation level students, even though it's used with our medical college. This is a very simple one, because of the duration, 1 year research durations. No, it's not a presentation, just I will show the outline of that software. Simple, she made that, she collected the ADR events of the drug. Just you click it the same alphabetical order, but this is all PDF documented, so no issues with that. So you can easily find out the ADR events once you are selecting the drugs. And recently, which we proposed to the prototype research grant in Malaysian grant systems. This is our new Android applications outline. I don't bother about showing this outline. Maybe someone will copy and develop. Yes, you can. You have to do it for your countries. This is not with anything related with the drugs. This is directly related with the medical terminologies which we are using. Latin terms, medical abbreviations. Conventional, yes, we know very well. But even some region, we are using unconventional with our own practice, because our senior doctors practice some unconventional words, still our junior doctors are practicing that. So we are going to merge both conventional and unconventional. We are going to develop these Android applications. It's under the grant conditions. So once we receive, we will start this applications very soon. Within 2 or 2.5 years, we are expecting. We given 24 months time, but we need another 6 months for that. So within 2.5 years, we are going to This is the one of the project which we presented, okay, in our e-learning sources. Then the e-learning sources transferred to the grant systems, okay. So my request is that one, we can do it, right? Why we have to bother only the studies which is related directly to the prescription-based author? We can do it with a different way. Then only we can able to identify. Otherwise, in the field, even when I written 2 books, okay, in the one book in the clinical pharmacy, another book in the pathophysiology, because that time the government itself, in 2005, we introduced the post-graduations in another state, Gujarat, where I worked in the government universities. They requested, we don't have the subject materials, we developed. But you know the scenario, students, they don't want to use the books nowadays. Even they don't want to use the computers, only they are just, even they are Googling with their mobiles. Even they are not Googling with their labs nowadays. Yes, we have a lot of opportunities to develop a lot of things with the pharmaceutical field, particularly in our clinical as well as the pharmacy practice area. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you for your attention. Any questions?
Thank you very much. Any questions?
Okay. Thank you, Doctor, for your this nice program. But I want to ask about the solutions. You know that based on the up-to-date drug-drug interactions can be classified from A to X. Started from C, we have to monitor for the interaction. D, we have to consider therapy modification, and X contraindicated. So you include any alternatives, you know, if I will give clarithromycin causing many interactions with many other drugs, and one of the solution is to use azithromycin. It will not interact with many. The same with simvastatin or atorvastatin. So in the literature, there are alternatives, and one of our major role as a clinical pharmacist is to search among alternatives. You included anything regarding the suggested solutions for the interactions?
No. These things I want to explain very, very nice, because till in our practice, Indian system of practice dominated by the doctors. I'm very frank to that.
But you can suggest to them to change to azithro. Till
what this again, one more study is continuing from 2013, 3 years. That is a very long durations. Our students, the clinical rotation students, are carried out the ward round rotation observation of drug-drug interactions. Once they observe anything with the contraindications or severe interactions, they will report that documentation. They will make it and they will keep it for the HOD's vision. Then the HOD will next day morning to the representation of the physician associate. Every day meeting will be there. In that, if nothing will observe, there is a nil report will come from our department. If anything will there, they report directly to them. But the decision maker, yes, I agreed that I'm not able to take that because with their hands are very huge. We are suggesting them, this condition is not good for this patient. This dose or even your drug is not good. We have the opt of these interactions. It's very serious to them. It will make some another conditions. Better please you change. Then they are referring some sources. Okay, which medicine is suitable for them? Because still we are not having the rights to prescribe in Indian scenarios. That's the thing I given to them with their hands. So judgmental panel, yes they are. But identification, yes we are. We are highlighting them, this kind of interaction is there. Just you take your decision. Yes, they are very happy that because we are not dominating them. So they are very happy to them. Okay, these people are, at least they are highlighting the conditions. This is the conditions.
Regarding the monitoring parameter, if there is any interaction with phenytoin and the serum level will increase, this program is connected to your electronic prescribing system in the hospital, or you still use the paper-based system for prescribing?
Yes, I would say one thing. In our Indian hospitals, even till date, not even a 10% of hospital following the electronic prescription systems. Medical record system, even a manual. 90% manual. All that, if you are entering that medical record room, you know, you can't able to imagine. That's the thing here I get given. 95% of the doctors,
100.
they are using handwritten method, even inpatients or outpatients, whatever it may be. They won't adopt, but the condition, situations, even the cost of equipment, even a single physicians can't able to develop all these things. So even till 95% of doctors are handwritten prescription. That's the reason our interactions are so very high. Now we are competing with them. At least in our hospital level, we changed. At least in the medical college level, yes, we are using the medical record systems after the discharge of the patients. This is the conditions. Once the patient discharged, every detail will be scanned as well as the entry systems. They will record for the future any legal issues or anything. On moment up to the discharge, they are making everything decision with the handwritten prescriptions. We need to adopt, but we are not have that much of affordability nowadays. But it will change in futures.
But the lab is computerized, of course.
Yes,
the lab.
Absolutely.
This means you can connect the program to the lab. If there is any interaction between warfarin and another drug, the lab result of warfarin, the level will appear in the computer.
Yes, we
so you
even
can,
the nursing
you
unit
can make
computers.
this connection between, one of the recommendations is to monitor the phenytoin level.
Yes.
If you can connect your program to the phenytoin level on the lab, I saw many programs, it gives alarm.
Alerts, yes.
A red alarm
Yes.
that the level is high, and these alarms can be memorized by the staff easier than what you are typed in the screen.
Yes.
So you can make these modifications easy.
Yes, definitely. I'll think of that with any software basis, with another softwares. I never thought of, because of the handwritten prescription, I never beyond that level. I never crossed that one. Anyway, thank you for your suggestions.
Okay,
We will
thank
do
you.
it.